middle of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere in Wyoming. And today, I want to discuss incarnation. What is incarnation? Do you believe in incarnation? And what type of incarnation do you believe in? There are various forms of this idea or this belief or theory. One belief is that I heard this, I remember the first time I heard this, it was a long time, like over 10 years ago. I was at some type of event, and it was like a gathering. They rented out a hall, they served food, and I was outside of this event, just outside chilling, and I believe it could have been a Caucasian male, but he talked about the idea to me, and I don't know why he came to me. This has happened over my life. I've noticed that certain individuals would just approach me for some reason, and with different ideas, or would be the introduction to different ideas. So this individual, he approached me. I'm sitting outside. I don't know nothing about none of this stuff. I'm young, dumb, full of cum. But he said, I don't know, this conversation, he basically said he believes that incarnation is that we start off at the smallest form, or the most primitive form, like maybe a bug or an ant, or just like a bacteria or something, and that we, at each incarnation, so if we come as a bug, we live that short span, we die, then we might incarnate to a squirrel, and then we live that span, and we might incarnate to a larger form, maybe some type of mammal, maybe a dolphin or whatever, and maybe from that form to a primate, until basically we reach the final stage, the highest form of this incarnation, which is the Homo sapiens sapien. And that's what he believed. And then after we reach that final phase, is basically we either complete the mission, basically we achieve this awakening, or a certain type of level where we don't have to come back into this form, incarnate back into this Homo sapiens sapien form, but we go off into the spiritual, which is the source, and we're just like spirits, So he introduced, and I never heard it, and I thought about it. I said, okay, that's interesting. It kind of, because no one has a definite answer. You have the religious people that say, God, this supreme being, God, created all this, and that we are, basically, if you follow the stories of the creation stories and all the holy books, whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, Buddhist, whatever you follow, there's the creation story, and that's the religious part of it, right? So some people say the religious part, but we don't know that, right? No one really actually knows for sure, because no one has actually gone and come back. I don't consider, you might hear people that say they had a near-death experience, or they were dead, in the terms of like maybe their heart start stopped beating for a certain period of time, and or they were in a coma, or they were unconscious. Basically, they say whatever they experienced while they were in that state, to them, that was, they experienced what death was, and they experienced what it means to go to the other side, and they would see, like, talk about seeing a bright light, and they came back. I don't consider that, in my opinion, I don't think that's death. I think that death is when your heart stops, but your brain stops functioning too, which means that you're brain dead. I believe at that point, when you reach that state, that's it. And usually, from what I've known, and even in my personal experience, when you're brain dead, that's it. It's over. So all these individuals that talk about this experience of being no longer, none of them, I'm pretty sure, were brain dead. Their heart may have stopped for a minute, and your heart can stop, and you can be brought back, resuscitated. But I don't believe none of them were brain dead. So anyway, no one knows for sure what it is. But even in these holy books, it says you have to have faith. You have to have faith that, faith is the essence of things unseen and things unknown, right? What it says in the Bible. I can't remember verbatim, but you have to have faith. So this incarnation, when I hear the incarnation, and there's another form of incarnation, is that we didn't, like the other form that I heard, is that we didn't start off at the most primitive state, but maybe we lived another life. Basically, we inhabited another body, and basically we went from, maybe we were another race at one time. So maybe we were Caucasian at one time and a female, and then are Asian, and basically we reincarnated to different Homo sapiens as far as the racial aspect. That's another form that I've heard. The other form that I heard is that we are our ancestors. So basically, an ancestor reincarnated into us, right? I'm kind of, my theory, and where I'm kind of at on it, is that I believe that, we incarnate, but my belief is that we were, maybe, let's say we were at one time, my belief in incarnation is that we could have been in the spiritual realm. We were in the spiritual realm. I believe we came from the spiritual realm, and that we were all spirits and souls there. And in ancient Kemet, they called it Amenta, right? We were all in this place as spirits, and we basically each got an opportunity to come here, like incarnate into this reality, to this current simulation through a body, right? So whatever body, when two human beings conceive, when they first, have intercourse, and that life, that seed is planted in the egg, and it does what it does, and boom, right? That spirit, whatever spirit turn it is, enters that, right? I don't know how those spirits are chosen. I don't know if it's a line, and basically, each one has its turn of when they get to incarnate, or I don't know how that works, but I believe that the spirit enters at that point, and that's that spirit's incarnation in this simulation. And when it's born, you know, when it comes out of the womb, it goes through this life, however long that spirit is given. And after that, either the spirit goes back to the source, or the spirit incarnates into another life. But it has no remembrance of the past life, other than certain instances that they may call deja vu. You know, if you ever, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you at one time felt deja vu. You felt that you've been somewhere before, or you experienced this before, or maybe you've seen, like, you've seen a certain scene happening again, and you're like, man, this happened before. I believe that those are little instances of you kind of remembering the past life that you lived, but you can't get a full remembrance of it. So that is my belief on this theory of incarnation, reincarnation. I don't believe that the spirit dies. The Ka, or the Ba, as the ancient Egyptian called it, the soul and the spirit dies. I believe that the spirit lives on. It's like the body is just a vessel. We can pretty much say that, because how is it that, you know, the body, when you are gone, or let's say you're brain dead, they can have you hooked up to a machine and keep your body going. The machine is keeping the body going. The heart is beating and everything is beating. But once that machine is unplugged, when they use the term pulling the plug, that's it. That body's gone. Because I believe the spirit has left that body, and that machine is the only thing that's keeping that body going, but the spirit is gone. There's no spirit in that body, right? The body may be healthy. The body may still be strong, but because the machine is keeping it up, but that spirit is gone. So that's my theory. The spirit, the Ka, the Ba, doesn't perish. The Ka and the Ba goes on to wherever it may go on to, whether it's to the source or to another incarnation. I don't know. What's your thoughts? Leave it in the comment section.